Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at happynuts.com. Visit www.myhappynuts.com/Mike Tippin. Eliminate irritation, discomfort, and unpleasant smells with long-lasting results. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save on all of your male grooming needs. www.myhappynuts.com.
That's perfect. That whole segment with the commercial is perfect. My Happy Nuts and nothing but the tip.
I should just wear my Pornhub shirt and get it over with.
So it's time for all of us to get a little sexy right now. Okay, like if you're gonna be on Just the Tip, we gotta tone it down. We gotta be sexy. We gotta do this for the ladies. I do have a large female audience, which is weird to say this about a silly, goofy ass sports show like this. So it's awesome to be a part of it. But Augustine, you had brought up a topic a little earlier today where we were debating the GOATs, right? We don't make any debate. Tom Brady's the GOAT in football, right? We can maybe have the debate. In baseball, we can say it's Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, whatever it is, but we know these dudes
Jose Canseco.
Who's that?
Jose Canseco.
Oh, yeah. No, give me all the roids, baby. All the roids. But the sport that seems to have the biggest debate on whether or not we acknowledge this person as the GOAT is basketball. And Augustine, tell me what your opinion was here, what your thoughts were on how we can finally decide who the GOAT is.
Well, let me give people a little bit of a context because I couldn't sleep last night. You know, this show makes me nervous, so I was looking at.
It should.
It should. You know, it makes me. So I was looking. It was kind of late at night, and I was watching reels, and all of a sudden, your friend, your BFF, Stephen A. Smith, comes out in one of my reels and starts talking about the greatest of all time and this and that. And I was going, we're never going to solve that thing. I mean, because it's so hard. It's, it's this player against this player, blah, blah, blah. So my, like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was saying, what if we could have 5 Michael Jordans versus 5 LeBrons, 5 Kobe's versus 5 MJ's, 5 Tommy Carranza sexiness versus my sexiness, which just me alone on that court wins.
Well, I would say if it's you and Tommy battling sexiness against each other, the entire world would implode upon itself with the lack of sexy. That would be the only reason why Justin Timberlake would need to bring sexy back, is getting the two of you having a sexy off. I want to give a shout out to some people that tuned in. I've ignored the Instagram feed over here, but my girl Amanda Armendariz who tuned in over there, Josh B. Lifton, Hazelnut, our guy Mark E. Mix, a bunch of other people, Louis Bougie over there, and of course our friends from the Buzzed podcast. Now, the Kobe Jordan one to me would be a fun thing to watch, right? 5-on-5, Kobe v. Jordan would be fun to watch. But if you got 5 LeBrons taking on 5 Jordans, LeBron James is winning that one day in, day out. He's such a bigger player. He's so much more physical than Michael Jordan was. He can just wear down Michael Jordan all game long. Plus, a lot more athletic than Michael Jordan. The one thing Jordan would have on him is the fact that Jordan is a sociopath, so you would have 5 insane people making up things that LeBron James may have said on the court to just try to kill his soul at the same time. So maybe that's what gives Jordan the edge. But if we're just talking about physical ability, LeBron James is going to dominate that game. What you think, B?
I think like this. There's two different centuries. Michael Jordan is the king of the last century, and LeBron is the king of the century so far. I know that people would want to try to. I mean, I've seen both of them play. I've been around since obviously I was a Pistons fan, and we used to put Jordan out of his misery most of the time. But that wasn't without Jordan scoring 60-something points a game. I mean, there's no way you could stop him. He just needed the teammates to help him out. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, see, he needed a team." I said, it's not like LeBron can win by himself either. He needs a supporting cast. So let's not get into that. All right. I think the thing that separates Jordan from LeBron, if there is a comparison between the both of them, is Jordan went to 6 championships, won all 6, was MVP the majority of them. You know, he's done stuff that LeBron hasn't done yet, and I'm not discalculating. I'm not doing that to LeBron. LeBron is a good player in his own right. He is. He's a very good player. He's one of the best players in the league now, and he's been that way for a while. But I just can't. Different type of basketball is being played now versus the basketball that was played in Jordan's era. A little tougher defense. Hell, they had to make Jordan's rules just because of the defense in his era. Um, I think the reason why I don't like LeBron as much as Michael Jordan, as far as a basketball player is concerned, is that LeBron tends to flop a lot. He's a flopper,
Just
and
a wee bit.
he's just a wee bit of a flopper. And it's like he's got to be dramatic every time he flops too. It's like,
And
dude,
it's really bad acting.
yeah, I was like, dude, get up, come on, you too big for that. I said you could run half the people over in this you could run more than half the people over in this league. Hell, you could be a football player. I don't want to see you falling on the ground. You know, oh man, get your ass up, okay? But besides that, those are only two things that that's the one thing that just irritates me about LeBron. Other than that, LeBron is a good guy too off the court. Something that Michael Jordan wasn't off the court. Michael Jordan was an a-hole off the court. But LeBron is a good person all the way around. And this thing with his son too is just another thing that's dude, your son is not good. Okay, he's not you. He's not gonna be you. He's not gonna come close to you. He's not gonna even come close to the bench player you're gonna be. Okay, so then stop. Just stop. Just come to those grips. You'll be fine. The Ball family found that out too, so whatever.
Brent DeWitt saying Jordan and LeBron are both great, but I'm old school, so my GOAT is Bill Russell.
There you go, Brent.
Championships.
So I got a question for Mr. DeWitt. I completely understand where he's coming from, but if you put 5 Bill Russells on the court, are they going to beat 5 Michael Jordans or 5 LeBrons or 5 Kobes or 5 Larry Birds or 5 Magic Johnsons?
I would think so. You got a dude that's 6'11" being guarded by a guy that's 6'6". He's going to power him down all day long, man. Like it's.
What
Bill
about
Russell.
the running? What about the running, the shooting, the screens? Because
Okay, can I be one of these people that just stops like the hate on the old guys? All of us have played basketball at one point in time where we had to run in Converse. Now imagine playing all 48 minutes in those old ass Converse All Stars. And trying to like make sure that you were good. Now multiply that times 82, and that's like if he could run in those, he'll be fine. Like he might as well have just been running barefoot. I don't know about y'all, but I like in 7th grade, I was playing basketball and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go old school. I want to go like Dr. J with it. And I got a pair of Converse and I blew them damn things out like I was Zion Williamson without being damn near as big as Zion Williamson was at the time. They played basketball with those things. He should be okay. They were playing with peach baskets, my guy. Like they had belt buckles on their socks was the way that these guys were playing back in the 1950s and 60s. If you gave him today's stuff, I think he'd be all right.
You see, and again, Bill Russell was in a different era.
mm-hmm.
And he was a man above boys, just like Will Chamberlain was when he was playing. You're a big guy on there, and I'm sorry, I don't want to bring this up, but it does come up. The majority of the basketball world at the time that Bill Russell and Wilt were playing was white. Okay.
So no
and
talent.
it was starting to I'm not saying it was no talent. It was no talent, but I'm just saying
It was
that
the greatest time for
athleticism seemed to be something that the NBA lacked in those times. And then when you have somebody that was athletic and smart, but athletic, I don't want to leave that out because, my brothers and sisters out there will say, hey, we can be athletic, but we can't be smart. No, it's not nothing like that, bro. It's the fact that kind of basketball wasn't really introduced until like the 80s and the 90s. And, so It's a different era. Everything is a different era. There's one player that stands out in every era. And one era was Michael Jordan. Another era was Bill Russell. Another era it's LeBron James. And they're all different types of basketball.
B, I got a question for you there. You said this new era, this new century is LeBron's, but is it more Curry's now more than anything?
No,
because he changed kind of like the way. I mean, he brought. We all know the 3-pointers, but before and they were a good weapon. But this guy made it a standard. This guy has won 4 championships out of just shooting it from the half court line.
I'm not blaming that on him. I'm blaming it on the Golden State period because they had a lot of good 3-point shooters on that team. And see, what happens is when you start winning championships that way, a lot of teams start molding that way. And like I said, there's nobody that can do it like Steph Curry can. I'm sorry. Steph Curry can hit. I've seen him hit 3-pointers at to this day. I'd be like, oh my God. And without effort, no effort at all. Bam. Halfway, 3/4, it don't make a difference. I've seen him hit them all. And he does it with no effort. But as far as the NBA is concerned, that's what that is. They're copying. They see Golden State had success with those 3-pointers. They had 3 guys that could shoot 3-pointers on that team. And they won with that. And they said, okay, well, if we get a team, Boston, with a whole bunch of 3-point shooters on it, we can win games. And it's true. Because you look at it like this. You got 5 people on the floor that can shoot threes. One of them gets cold. Who cares? 2 of them get cold. Who cares? 3 of them get cold. Who cares? As long as 2 of them are shooting threes constantly, they're going to have a chance to win the game. So
I do want to kind of say, like, maybe we do need to give a little love to Steph. Like, he did change the game. And I think that's where a lot of people, have Jordan as the GOAT versus LeBron, right? Jordan came into a league where the NBA finals were still on tape delay, right? Like, this is a weird time that they were doing Magic and Larry save the NBA at this point. Jordan takes it to a different stratosphere, right? Introduces it to an entire global pantheon of people. And for basketball purposes, was the best ambassador you could possibly have for basketball, right? LeBron James came into the league. He never did the events that Jordan did, like the dunk contest or any of that stuff. B says he flops. Like, that's the one thing that we're always going to remember with LeBron James is that he flops, flops, right? Jordan came into this, changed the game. Steph Curry came into this as well, said, look, I'm 6'3". I'm not going in there with those damn mountains. I'm going to do what I'm good at, which is just make every shot that I can possibly make that you could imagine. I'm going to make it feel like a real-life video game. And that's how we changed the game of basketball. Then I looked at guys like Nikola Jokic, right? Again, how are we not saying that this is his century? Because he's been absolutely dominant since he came into this league. Right? Like, every year we're talking about this dude's a 3-time MVP. He's the best player in the world at this exact moment in time, and I don't care if people are going to come at me with LeBron James. It's Nikola Jokic, right? And then we've got, looking at the future, like Tommy Carranza said, we got Luka coming up. Luka getting the 45 points in Dallas with tears in his eyes, doing all those things like that. I think what's going to wind up happening is in the next 50 years, we're still going to be talking about Michael Jordan. We're going to romanticize Michael Jordan. Where LeBron James is just going to be, oh, yeah, I remember LeBron James. He was great. But it's not going to be Michael Jordan. It's going to be the Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain conversation, right? We talk about Wilt Chamberlain like he was a GD superhero. Bill Russell had all the stats. Bill Russell had all the rings, right? That's where I think this conversation is going to go in the next 50, maybe 30 to 50 years.
So when you turn to 375, that's where we're going.
Well, whenever Auguste Ferratu winds up becoming a younger man in his time. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, BSTRILLA, this is what we're talking about. Auguste Ferratu. He's coming for you. But yeah, like that's just where I think it is going with there as well. Tommy Canazza saying, I'd listen to an argument of Jordan versus Kobe or Russell, but LeBron isn't even my top 5. That dude is soft AF. If you don't have LeBron James in your top 5, that's just you being a hating ass hater, man. Come on now.
Yeah, that's true.
Hating ass hater. Wow.
Hating ass hater. Hey, I tell you what, in about 50 years, this league is going to go Europe.
More than likely.
Because there's a lot of European players in the league right now, and it's just going to grow. As long as they can keep finding them over there in Europe, they're going to, I mean.
And you got to remember that European players debut in the professional ranks at 16, 15. You know, they come in with already a level of professionalism that's incredible.
Hating Tommy. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I don't know if y'all even remember what I'm referring to at that one, but that's me just going back to all that whenever I was a kid in the 90s. No one got it? All right, I'm good with it. Tommy Canazza saying that Curry is the greatest shooter of this century for sure. He's the greatest shooter ever. We are so blessed. I think like us as sports fans being in the age range that we're at, we are so blessed to have been able to witness like the Michael Jordans, the Magic Johnson and Larry Birds, even the bad boy Pistons, right? Coming all the way now to LeBron James, Steph Curry, all the stuff that we saw in Nikola Jokic, the way that this league has absolutely changed. But the NBA has an image problem right now, right? Like I don't know that they know how to market these superstars. And whenever you got a guy like Jokic that you can tell doesn't care about the game, he's just a machine, a loaf of bread that can play basketball really well. Whenever you look at that guy, how do you market that guy as the best guy that you've got in the league? Be like, how would you make that the face of the league?
You get something to sponsor Jokic. Something bread downtown El Paso. You get Costco's kitchen to give some money to the NBA and and what did you call him again? What did you call Jokic? Just bread or something?
A basketball playing loaf of bread or a jar of mayonnaise that plays basketball.
There you go. Have him sponsor a loaf of bread or something like that.
Yeah, Jokic brought to you by Subway.
Yeah, there you go. See?
So
that's just the NBA not doing their job. That's what it is. Marketing in the NBA sucks right now. Period.
Pistol Pete Maravich, thank you. Pistol Pete Maravich, 30 years ahead of his time, was Magic Johnson before even Magic could smell magic.
I have gone back and like looked at the old school like Pistol Pete stuff. I got locked in like an algorithm on TikTok the other day of watching like a game of horse between Pistol Pete and George Gervin, and I was like, man, this game of horse was lame as all hell. Like it was like, I'll just do a bank shot from the wing. So to me, like, I wish I could have seen Pistol Pete, but all I saw from him was just, the old highlights on TikTok and Reels and stuff like that. But B, you had brought up something a little earlier talking about like Jordan being the GOAT, having to have a team built around him. I think we've only seen in the last, 40 years, maybe 50 years, one team that won a championship that wasn't like a super team, and that's the 95-94 Houston Rockets, right? With Hakeem Olajuwon. Because whenever you got Robert Horry, a young Robert Horry at that time, whenever you got Kenny Smith, who is one of the most overrated players in the history of the game, even as an analysis, whenever you got those guys on your team, Vernon Maxwell on your team, it was literally just Hakeem Olajuwon winning those championships. You look at the rest of them, they had to have a bunch of dudes around them to win. And I'm of the belief that without Jordan retiring, Hakeem Olajuwon doesn't get those championships.
I mean, I wouldn't say Houston didn't have anybody around Hakeem. Kenny was good in his day. He might have been overrated, but he was still and Robert Horry. The Big Shot Bob. He killed the Pistons in 2005, I think it was, and Game 7 in the finals.
9 championship Horry, I think.
Yeah.
7.
Those guys many rings as Sally not doing anything. Sally doesn't do anything. He gets rings. Dude's got 5 championship rings and really hasn't been playing in any of them. You got, 2 with the Lakers, I think 2 with Chicago, and no, you got 2 with the Pistons, 2 with the Lakers, and I think 1 with Chicago. I'm like, damn, dude, you're not doing anything.
At least with the Pistons, he got a little bit of run, but like when Chicago and with the Lakers, he was like me and you sitting on the bench.
Mm-hmm. He was a rah-rah guy. Yeah, we can do it. Go hit them threes, so I don't have to go out there.
The first guy off the bench to give a high five to the superstar.
Oh, come on, Tony, really? Get the hell out of here! Now, come on, dude. I defend you in a lot of things, but that right there.
Hating ass hater. He's living up to his nickname. He's going MJ, Kobe, Bill Russell, Wilt, Kareem, Magic, and then maybe LeBron. I could probably think of another two before I got to the king of flopping. And then Brent DeWitt saying Pistol Pete used to get bored practicing, so he started bouncing shots off the Raptors in his high school gym. That's wild, man. That is wild.
And that's what, and that's exactly what the kind of shooting that you see. What's his face do all the time? I've seen him in videos where he hits. He's practically in the tunnel shooting 3-pointers. Before game Curry, yeah. I mean, dude,
I saw that video where he just
threw it up there right in. I'm like, dude, this is phenomenal.
It makes me wonder, like, just how he practices. Like, I would love to go to a Warriors closed practice just to watch what he's doing. Well, I bet you the entire team's doing something else. He's just shooting threes from, like, sitting in the arena somewhere.
Well, and I've seen a clip where he was, when they were practicing, they were out there doing shoot-arounds and stuff like that. He does this drill where he shoots close, back, and he kind of goes all the way back to the half-court line and shoots a three. He's got to make all of them. This is his drill. If he makes all of them, he just keeps coming down the line, going back up, to come down the line, going back up. And it's amazing the stuff that he does. And he does it at different angles too. It's just not like straight up shooting threes. He does it from the corner. He does it from the side. Dude is just spectacular. He is one of the greatest shooters I've ever seen. Yeah. Well, it is just the tip.
I mean, is this what we're doing now? We're just going to go. Are we going
Kerry,
beyond?
You want to shoot it? Go for just the tip.
Ooh. It's always creepy whenever I say ooh.
Yeah. It is.
At least I know who I am, right? Like I own it. Want to give a shout out to Corpsey, to Brady Bill, and to Charles Johnson 507 who tuned in over on the Instagram feed as well. Obviously, it's been a great conversation that we've been having so far, guys. I got a couple of little things that I wanted to get to here. Do any of y'all care about the Masters?
Not really.
Why does it get so much damn play? Like, why is golf always one of these things that gets so much more play? Like, we've got baseball going on. I get it. We've got 150 more games left in the Major League Baseball regular season. But why is it that golf is right now dominating ESPN right now? Like, I have my TV on. I've got ESPN up on the thing, and all they're showing me is, like, highlights of golf. And, like, I like golf. I like going to Top Golf. I get frustrated by the game. I hate the damn fact that I'm not good at this game. I'm good at a lot of other games. I'm not good at golf. It bothers the hell out of me. But why the hell are, like, can anybody watch that on TV is what I'm getting at. If we talk about baseball being boring, who the hell's out there watching golf?
47. That's all I got.
You know what? I take it back. It's one of my favorite things to watch. It really is a beautiful game. A beautiful game.
And B, you probably don't know this game, but I'm going to say I know somebody who watches golf religiously, Chad Middleton.
I've never even met Chad.
Yeah, but he watches. I mean,
with a name like Chad, I would expect him to watch. Yeah,
that's a golfing name right there.
Augustine, BSTRILLA, and Mike Tipton. That don't sound like people that watch golf.
No,
well, actually, you know what, Mike Tipton? I've got the whitest name on here.
And you hit on something, and is it a cultural thing?
I feel like the people that are watching golf, like, they're older people. I don't think that they stay up long enough to watch ESPN, right? And then ESPN is super liberal, so they're like, we're not going to watch this ESPN. Like, they're watching 47's favorite news outlet, the equal and unbiased Fox News. Brent DeWitt saying that he'd rather watch noodles boil, and that's what I was going to get to. What would we rather watch than golf? Because, like, I don't like watching baseball on TV, but I feel like I'd watch baseball on TV. Obviously, like women's basketball, I actually love women's basketball, so I'm not going to put that into this conversation. I think for me, it would wind up being soccer, because I was watching the U.S. women's national team the other day, and I kept thinking to myself, this has to be better than golf. And I know, Augustine, you love soccer, so B, what would it be? What would be the one thing that you would want, that the last thing you're watching before you watch golf?
Ooh, that laugh that's a scary laugh. That was a scary laugh.
I'm,
I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to sit here on the edge of my seat here, Augustine.
Wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling. Oh, okay. Wrestling, really?
I love
Yep.
me some wrestling. Come on now.
No, I mean
I'm
wrestling's
not a big
okay.
wrestling fan, but that I would still wait. I put that way up there. I'd still put wrestling way up there.
Oh, Brent
I
DeWitt with tennis.
I got bowling.
Oh man, that's a good one. Who do you
Dart.
think you are? I am.
I mean, I would go darts.
I think darts is fun though, man. I've seen some of those darts competitions. I just want to get drunk and throw things at targets too. I
Right.
think I would do that. Tommy Carranza saying I'd rather watch novelas on Channel 26.
I mean, you look at the hot girls. Yeah, of
I was about to
course.
say that's an easy one, my guy.
That's
I
an
watching
easy one.
Sábado Gigante. I'm all about that.
Sábado Gigante.
Brent DeWitt saying I hate watching tennis. Feels like I'm watching a Pong game.
See, the only time I like watching tennis is when the women play,
Oh yeah.
especially if they're thick. I like watching thick
Oh
women
dude,
play.
whenever Martina Hingis was playing, that was my thing.
Martina.
Serena.
For me, it was a.
Oh, Serena.
Serena.
Okay.
Oh, she would be hitting that ball like she's doing something. You know what I'm
Hey,
I,
Serena and Don Staley, you got to holler at my boy.
Anna Kournikova for me.
Oh, there we go. Maria
Oh yeah,
Sharapova.
yeah, Kornikova. She was a fine one too.
Oh, man. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm probably just going to go watch some golf and fall asleep because it's a Friday. I ain't got things to do. Actually, I do have things to do. I just realized it right now. So it's a good thing I realized at this time that I got somewhere to be at 10 o'clock. So I've got to go over. Jesus Christ, Tommy. Well, it's nice to see.
I think she went past the tip, Tony.
I know I did. All right, everybody. I appreciate you so much for tuning into today's show. Augustine, BSTRILLA, thank you so much for joining me here on the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton. We will see you all again on Monday. Have a good one, guys.
Just the tip.
There are hundreds of betting sites out there, but don't be fooled. Some sites are legal in some states only. Some sites pay in Bitcoin, and some sites have even been hacked. However, BetUS has been in business for over 30 years. They have future bets that are paying out in the thousands, and there's still time for you to bet on the Super Bowl, the National Championship, and even the NBA Championship. Just use the QR code right here, and it'll take you to the BetUS site. BetUS. Check it out and bet responsibly. Are you a fellow car guy? I have a 2008 Ford Mustang GT convertible, and nothing makes me happier in that car than when it's nice and clean. And you know who helps me get there? RevAutoCarCare.com. They help me get that pony looking as nice and shiny and ready for any of the car meetups that are all around the great city of El Paso. Spoil your car and go to RevAutoCarCare.com/Tipton and view all the inventory they have and find out what works for you to help make your ride shine. RevAutoCarCare.com/Tipton. Use promo code Tipton33 at checkout to save 15%.